Hello. As you guys know, my name is Vincent Lau. I hereby present our restaurant app, the Burger Express. So, so this app was originally was made so that we can advertise the wonderful food options that we have, and it also enables people to to order takeouts without having to call the restaurant. So originally on like the first day when we were creating this app, right? One of the interesting things that we were thinking about was actually the name. So we wanted the restaurant name to be authentic, right? And but we also wanted to be related to our program experience. So originally the name was gonna be Burger React, but then I realized that there was a tech called I realized there was a tech called express.js, and next to our college, right? There's a restaurant called Panda Express, which is a restaurant I recommended to one of my group members. So I put the two together, and we just came up with this awesome idea, which is the Burger Express. So yeah, it's a really I think we think it's a really wonderful name. And speaking of names, next page, please. So yeah, I'd like to introduce you guys to our team. And as you guys know me, I am Vincent. I deal with the flashy design and structures of the front end part of the websites. And I'd like to introduce you to the other gangs. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Aseel. I'm responsible for connection between the backend and the front end. So I basically like communicate what we need and how we should do it.
Hi everyone, I'm Evelyn. I was also working on the front end aspects of our app. I was doing mostly design and creating the web pages.
Hi, I'm Max. I was mostly responsible for the backend and the databases, and also creating the API for the app.
Okay, next. Would you like to take this on, Evelyn?
Yes. We started the week discussing our ideas for the capstone project during the first day. Ultimately, we all kind of agreed that we liked the idea of creating an order placing site for a restaurant that we would make up. And we liked it because we saw that it was something that was within our abilities. And we also had a lot of ideas for the features that we wanted to include. From there, we decided on our minimum viable product. Once we had our MVP, I made the wireframes for like the homepage and the menu. So for the homepage, we wanted a banner image with an order now button to link to the menu. And we also wanted to have like our image, we wanted it to appeal to our customers. So since we know that they come in, they want food, we wanted to have really nice images of food to sort of get them hungry, I guess you could say. And we also wanted to give ourselves credibility. So the lorem ipsum text, we replaced that with some text about our reputation and our place in the community. And we also included like a fake address to sort of have for the restaurant. And for the menu, we wanted a clean look that sort of highlighted the items that we would sell. I kind of had an idea of what I was able to do with CSS in terms of like cards. So I reflected that in the wireframe. So it was something I knew like was within our capabilities. It was also something I thought would be visually appealing as well. So that's for the menu. It also has an add button. So when you click on add, it adds it to the user's cart, and that connects to our database in the backend. So those are our wireframes for the front end side of the website.
So this is for the back end of the website. This is what our original schema was for how we wanted to connect each of the tables to each other. So what we would have is we would have a customer, we would have the menu items, and we would also have orders. Every single customer, they would be connected to the orders because every single order has one customer to them. And inside every single order, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of foods, menu items in it. So the way we wanted to connect them to each other was through their foreign keys, and we wanted to interjoin multiple two tables, like the orders and menu items, to make sure that that we get the correct food items for the correct order, and we also display it to the correct customer whenever they would want to see their order.
So for our feature in our restaurant app, so other than, I mean, the obvious one, which is first, is probably the menu feature, but we'll get back to that later. But the other features that we want to like incorporate into our app to basically make our customers feel like the most, to give our customers like a really nice like experience when they order. So first things first, we decided to incorporate an account feature where the people will create their own accounts, which is where the registration comes in. So we will take in their names, their last names, their email, their even their phone numbers, and that's where they'll also create and verify their own passwords inside that page. And the next thing that we did was that we enabled the user to also log into their accounts. We talked about using when we create the registrations, right? We originally wanted the login feature to like just type in their names, but then we realized that if people create their account names, sometimes some accounts names can be identical. So we just went through everything and just like say, you know what, let's just use for our login, let's just use our emails instead of our names, so that when they log in, like it doesn't mix up in our database. So, and afterwards, once you finally log in, it would take you straight to your home. After logging in, we also have like this cart feature that enables you to basically store all your, when you order something in your menu, right? It will store like that information inside that cart, so that when you go back to your cart and when you make the final order, you see everything that you want to order. So yeah. Next.
So in the registration, so I make sure like in the front end, all the inputs input the right information to the back end, and I make sure to communicate where we have in the front end and in the back end and solve the problems. So as you can see, we have we need in the front end guess the first name, last name, and phone number and email and password, even though the customer ID comes from the customer table. And yeah, that's it for registration. And it's gonna redirect to login when you hit submit if all the information is correct.
For our login page, we use our login forms to make the login. So like I said, what our webpage does is that for a webpage for login is that it takes your email, and it takes your password. And when you click submit to log in, what it does is that we take those two information and then we send it straight to the database, and then we compare whether or not that information actually exists. And once that information is verified, is correct, it would immediately activate another code that sends you straight to the home menu, where you can explore the site. Next.
This was with the back end. When we want to get data, you want to get menu items, and when you need menu items, you need to get it from certain data. So what happened here is that I basically seed the data, making as if I'm planting my seeds into my database before I even run or get on the site. It's already planted into the database. So this is basically how I put in all the menu items. I know it's actually kind of hard to look at, and it kind of hurts your eyes a little bit, but it has had to be done for the data and putting it into our database before even getting to the site, so that it will end up being rendered and displayed onto the menu correctly. So this is the demo on what the site's looking like and everything with it. This is the home page. When you are greeted, you agree to the food and you agree to the little description. And also you can see on the bottom out the address. You can see everything with it. It's on the net. There's a nav bar, the menu, and everything's rendered. This cut came from the back end with the database. It shows all the food items that were put in, and now it's displayed over here. Then you'd usually register or log in, but in this case, we already had an account called John Doe, and we already put in the password. And we log in, and we go in, and we see that we have a little bit of personalization over there, a little bit of personalization for every user, so that every time they log in, it says hi John. In this case, the person's name is John, but it always says their name just to add a little bit personalization for the customer and make them feel at home. Go back into menu. See here, when they put the button, they add it in. They're basically adding it into their cart as they go. When they view their cart, they could see all what they ordered and everything that they added in. They could even remove some items if they needed to. And then they could check out, or has been sent, and they work on their order. So right now it's basically like it's a takeout app. Right now it's only for pickup, and also the same thing with payment is going to be when you're in the store. So they also give the time onto it, and to make sure you go and get it. And then you could also log out after when you're done, and everything is that. And that's basically the site on how it basically works.
I hope you want burgers now.
So in conclusion, yeah, I hope you all want burgers. I hope you guys are hungry. Come over at our store, and it's a great place, great scenery and everything. We got great decor. We even have a great website. So that's why you guys should come down and get some Burger Express today.
Make sure to check out the My Career tab on the BC Navigator app, where you can track your career progress based on the amount of credits you've earned, stay updated on upcoming events from the Magner Center, and watch our videos for insight and advice on your career field.